looked like guys were having fun out there at the end. What was going on with that?
Oh, we had a little, we got teams, had a little competition for have some fun. Also, I just think this week it's kind of, spring ball's a little bit of a grind, and the way we're doing it, we are grinding because we're spreading out practices, lifting, practicing. So, they see the end coming too, so that's kind of a little bit exciting too. I mean, because when you don't have a game, you're practicing day after day. They've worked hard, so this week's been a good week. This was one of our best days, if not the best, and we look forward to going into Saturday. You guys can write, blog, internet it, tweet it. Spring game Saturday, 12 o'clock. Pancakes at 9:30. We got a walkthrough at 9 o'clock, by the way. Pancakes at 9:30. We've got a clinic what time? At 10, 10:30? 10:15.
Gates aren't open at 9 though.
All right, gates aren't open at 9.
Can't get in.
It's 9:30 pancakes. So let's blog it, Twitter it, tweet it, sleet it, rain it. Get us a crowd here. Help us out.
What kind of question?
Front page.
What kind of
That's
question?
a front page ad.
You're going to cut us a check then?
We're splitting gate proceeds with you guys.
Ah, okay.
We'll cut the gate 50-50. Half the leg department to get half, and we'll give the other half to you guys.
So what kind of questions did you have answered during the spring, or were there any?
Oh, I don't know if we're answering as far as just trying to make gains. And again, I think defensively we're understanding our system better as far as getting aligned. We don't have as many missed alignments, very few. We're busted assignments. We're not being in the right place. We're making the offense earn their plays. We're challenging plays better. We're tackling better. Still got a lot of work to do there. The junior college players help with the maturity. A lot of guys back, knowing what we're doing. Offensively, every day we're doing a bone period. Every day we do an I formation period. We're not truly in the I a lot, but our defense sees that. So we're doing that to try to build some toughness for the defense, for the team, for the offense, for the run game. But we're trying to force feed the offense in the pass game. Forcing a young quarterback in Trey and a new guy in Cameron, and forcing receivers and protections to sync up. We also spent probably an unusual amount of time in kicking. Like today, 30 minutes of practice was devoted to kicking. 30 minutes on Tuesday was kicking. The kicking Saturday will be trivial. We're going to basically go 1-0 against the 1D and 2-0 against the 2D, and we'll punt the ball, fair catch it. So we don't get a lot of live kicking work. So what answers, I think we're heading in the right direction, but just a lot of work to do. I don't know if you ever got your answers. I see us moving in a good direction. I see a better attitude. I see a team gaining, but I see a team that still needs a lot of work. The interesting thing, and we'll talk Saturday or next week to wrap it up, when you finish spring, how do you become a better player? I always talk when players are injured, like how do you get better? And I didn't say get well. You got to get well healthy, but how do you get better? How do you get better not practicing? How do you become a better football player from August 16 until we report August 1st? How do you show up as a better football player without putting on pads? So getting stronger, getting in shape, watching tape, running routes, timing, flexibility, the whole thing, not to come back as a better weightlifter, but show back as a better football player. So a lot of work to do, but going in a good direction.
In honor of Don Fisher, how's the punting game coming along?
Well, we're going for it on fourths, and Fish was here the other day, and he just picks his spots. So he had privileges the other day because he has membership fees, and so. What I really like is we're doing a lot of work with our punt return team together. We're trying to make some stride in the punt return team. Coach Fabers takes a lot of passion in that team. And, for example, we devoted 20 minutes of Tuesday, punt versus punt return, to get good on good looks. So I still think, though, we're looking to find a consistent punter. We're actually still looking to find a consistent kicker. Nick and Freeland coming off knee injury. Those guys, Nick, you saw the other day, had some great kicks in the one scrimmage rep, but he missed 3 extra points. And how many times last year did you make a nice kick, but then we kick it out of bounds? And this year we're moving the kick up, and we need to be very good at kickoffs and make teams play long field. So kicking game, we're working hard at it, but we need those kickers to be a lot more consistent. It'll be interesting to see as they go through summer how they mature this summer.
You already talked a little bit about it. The Saturday structure will be pretty similar to the scrimmage that we saw a couple Saturdays ago in terms of the approach.
Yeah,
offense versus defense.
Correct. Again, we're not deep enough to draw teams or let them draft. Even if we did, as soon as one guy got nicked up, a guy from the other team's got to come to this team. It's just a little bit more maintenance than you want. So what we'll do is we'll start every drive on the 25, which is where it'll start next year on touchbacks. So if we start with the one offense will go against the one defense. And if they score a touchdown, the 2 offense will start. If they get stopped, we'll put a punter and a snap right there, and we'll fair catch it. Where that ball is caught, the 2s will go the other way. If we get to a field goal range, we'll kick field goals. If we get to in the end zone. We'll score touchdowns, kick extra points, and at the end of the deal, we'll see what the score is. So all kickoffs start on the 25. All kicking's kind of dead. We'll just see how far we can punt it and see if we can make extra points. And if you get drives that lead to points, you get points. If lead drives don't, we just let the other team go back and forth.
You talked a little about quarterback the other day. I mean, how have you seen each of those two guys progress? What's most impressed you about what they've been able to pick up in the last 14 or so practice?
Still inconsistent. So just getting. I mean, it's them learning. For example, right now, don't worry about completing a pass all the time. Understand where you're going with the ball, because sometimes you're throwing it to receivers that, we got a few guys nicked and hurt. We got some guys playing different positions. We've got a receiver helping us at tight end, so maybe he doesn't run the route right. But we want to know that you know where to go the ball, and you throw it, and you throw it on time, you throw it to the right spot. And don't worry, for example, I've seen us complete a lot of out routes behind. And a really good defender is going to break that up in tighter coverage. And even though he caught it, that really wasn't a good throw. Today I saw us miss 2 throws that were ideal throws. The receiver didn't run the route right, but that's the throw the quarterback wants to beat. So right now it's teaching these young guys the rhythm of the passing game, the timing, and them and the receivers getting in sync. And having quarterbacks not worry about a completion, even though we want to be dramatically better in completion percentage, making plays in the perimeter. Don't get as enamored with that now as understand, here's the ball, here's the read, there's the ball, here's where it goes, and how to disperse the ball to the right spot. So we're still very inconsistent, but there's a lot of moving parts with getting the linemen clean, receivers clean, and our defense. And you've seen us a couple times. They're challenging, and they're making those receivers work. So we are hopefully playing better in the back end, and I think that's making a little bit more difficult for the offense, which I think is a positive. We'll see.
And that's something, you think the players can really help work on their own, 7-on-7 stuff all summer.
Correct.
You talked about them becoming better football players.
There's an opportunity, the way we'll do it, like next week, we'll actually have 2 days where on their own, we'll be lifting and running. We'll stop lifting, okay, here's the balls. All the coaches go in and they throw it around. Now in summer, the coaches aren't a part of the running. But there's a point in time where the balls need to come out and the quarterbacks need to, players run the team, get their teammates out there, whether it be one-on-one, group work, skelly work, or teamwork. You can kind of play and go through assignments, keep your rhythm, and there'll be 100 days between, or ballpark, I can count them up exactly here for you, but from when we start April 16th till we show up August 1st. So it's not about just taking a bench press, it's not about conditioning, yes, it's those two things, but it's also being a better player. And that's film study, it's time on task, and you can make a lot of stride in the throw.
You feel confident, I guess, that both of those guys can make every throw they need to make, whether, obviously not consistent enough yet, but that they can hit the passes you need to.
Yeah, I don't know if they can hit every throw because there's a bunch of them, but there's enough of them you can play to what they can do. I mean, are they guys that can, are they perfect on every quick out, or which some guys struggle? Are they perfect on little flare routes? I mean, a lot of times they can make a throw. You're thinking like a 15, 18-yard comeback or a deep post or a go ball, and how big the arms. But some guys struggle taking them on, flipping their hips and throwing a little swing around on target. Mm-hmm. And so it's still a work in progress. They have the arm strength, and then mechanically they both have a chance to throw it well. But we're still a work in progress. Again, you're talking in my eyes, and they're both very decent young players prior to getting here. But both, you got 2 guys that we got 2 months with one guy. We've been around one guy for 14 practices. That's all we've been physically could stay there and watch you throw in person and say do this, do that. Only 14 times, and it'll be 15, and then it'll be none until August 1st.
Right.
So a lot of it's got to come from him on his own. Trey, you've got, you're rotating through all last preseason, getting him in the mix. So there's a lot of time. There's a lot of potential growth for those guys, and I think that's the difficult thing here. Is to realize that we have a lot of guys that are potentially okay players that we think are really good because they're better than some of the other guys we got, but they're really just very young and okay and are not close to what they're capable of being. And teaching those guys that are having reasonable success as a young player, and because, I'm playing as a freshman, but you could be so much better if we maximize your skill set. Do you understand the process? What to do through summer, what to do through your freshman year, your sophomore year, your junior, to mature, film study, weight room, nutrition, quickness, strength, playmaking, and keep growing as a player. And so, I'm not discouraged by those 2 guys at all, but there's a lot more positive football ahead of them than that they can get to, right. A lot. And that's, in some ways, that's exciting. That's the challenge as a coach, finding ways to get them there.
You mentioned the guys being better at having less breakdowns. How much better has it been, I guess? Less,
it's not close, but again, maybe again when you're going at yourself, maybe because your offense needs to do better. But It's looked like a practice where you'd always think, your defense will be ahead of your offense. Well, it has been. So again, I'm saying as coach because our offense is doing it. That's always the frustrating thing, and when you're not going against someone else. But when I've talked to people that have seen us, they've been around. It's like they make me feel better. Because sometimes when you're in the middle of the forest, I don't know if you can see it as good. And some people that don't see it every day have been very encouraging with some comments I've gotten from visiting coaches and people who pass through. So we'll see. But it's been the attitude's different, the energy's different, the striking's better, but it still needs to be a heck of a lot better. There's so much that we could get to. So we'll see.
Are there any guys that maybe, will make it off the injured list or anything like that?
I don't think so. I think that little Anthony Davis kid tweaked an ankle trying to get back. Bachman's been going for a couple weeks now. Missed a little bit at tackles back in the mix, helping us. We need him in the line. But I think those guys are kind of out. And we'll see as we go through. We'll see. I don't know. Being honest, I don't think we have long-term problems. If we can get through this weekend and clean weight, we'll have long-term effects for preseason. I think we got some guys that have been shelved a little bit more than I'd like to have, but we'll see.
I know earlier in spring practice you were talking about wanting the guys to be able to make better hits, make better contact, kind of. Have you seen them kind of improve their tackling?
Oh yeah, we're can be better, but we're getting more guys to the ball. We're getting the ball out. We're emphasizing creating turnovers. We're emphasizing getting to the ball. And we pick our spots today. It was not a tackle day, but again there was a fair amount of decent thumping. So I think it's better. We're doing. We're stronger, we're more mature, we know the system better, we line up better, we're playing better team defense, we're not giving up as many big plays, they're making the offense earn what they get. And I think we've done some things both in a total package to try to help them. I think doing our wishbone period every day has helped those guys. We're full go cutting it loose, and we're staying on our feet, we're staying clean, and we got a lot of work to do, but again, it's getting better, we'll see. Good.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
See you guys.